Let me now break down for you the different scenarios for the two candidates, for Biden and Trump. In what circumstances can they actually win this race to the White House? First, focusing on Biden. For him to get to that magic figure of 270, first, he has to hold Nevada. Nevada has 6 electoral votes. He's currently at 264. So that automatically will take him down to 270, which means he's touched the magic figure. The second scenario is that he holds Nevada, again 6 electoral votes, and then also manages to flip several other states, manages to flip Pennsylvania, which has 20 electoral votes, also Georgia, which has 16 electoral votes. That will mean that Biden goes from 264 to 284 and then all the way to 300, which will mean more than a comfortable victory for Joe Biden. Now, scenario 3 is if he wins Pennsylvania, which is 20 electoral votes, which means then he'll be at 284. So even if he wins just Pennsylvania and not Nevada, then also Biden is in comfortable ground. He reaches 284 electoral votes. What about if he doesn't win Pennsylvania, doesn't win Nevada, only wins Georgia? Georgia has 16 electoral votes. Again, he will be fine because from 264, he reaches 280. Essentially, he needs 6 electoral votes. Any state, any one state he wins, he is in safe ground. Even if it's Nevada, which has 6 electoral votes, then he just about touches the magic figure. What about Donald Trump? For Donald Trump to reach 270, the best case scenario for him is to go ahead and get all of these states. So that will mean flipping Nevada, 6 electoral seats, which will take him from 214 to 220. What about the others? He'll have to get Pennsylvania, where counting is still on. That will mean that he gets 20 electoral votes. Then there's Georgia with 16 and North Carolina at 15. And then after getting all of these 4 states, he will then reach 271. So an uphill task at all, ask really for Donald Trump there. From 214 to get to 271, all the 4 swing states of Nevada, Pennsylvania, North Carolina and Georgia will have to go in his favor. That is the only scenario for him. Whereas for Biden, he does have a few options. He'll have to win any one of these states to actually have some sort of, to actually win the race to the White House. And I want to focus on just one of those states, Pennsylvania. The state of Pennsylvania, clearly a keenly watched battleground state. President Donald Trump had already interestingly declared victory in the presidential polls. Pennsylvania, however, has not called the elections because there are more than 1.4 million votes by mail ballots to be counted. On September 17th, let me just give you a bit of a background here legally. The Pennsylvania court had ruled that mail-in ballots can be accepted up to 3 days, after the elections, and the counties can use drop boxes to collect these ballots. However, the state's Republican leaders urged justices to block the order on counting of absentee ballots. But the U.S. Supreme Court on October 19 said that poll officials could count absentee ballots as late as Friday. Trump, remember, while claiming his victory, accused Democrats of trying to steal votes, also has filed a lawsuit in Pennsylvania demanding that vote counting be halted.
It's a cascade, right? So what's going on is like an assembly line. So first you have ballots that just came in, they're sealed. They get sorted and prepared to then move from the sorting. After they're sorted, they move to the extraction table where they get run through and sliced, and a secrecy envelope is extracted, and then they have to be extracted again to take the ballot contents out of the secrecy envelope, and then they have to be unfolded and backbended and prepared for scanning. It takes time. It takes time to open those many ballots. As everybody knows, that's why we knew that it was going to take longer. And everybody, we continue to do it, and we are continuing to do it. And at some point today, we'll come out and we'll give you some numbers.
Let me take this across again to Isha Sarai, Voice of America correspondent, joining us from Philadelphia. Isha, keenly watched contest where you are, Philadelphia and in Pennsylvania. At this point, when do you expect, or what do the officials have to say, or when we can really expect the results from Pennsylvania?
So last week before the election officials in the state were saying that it could be until Friday before they had results. This morning, I've heard some election officials say that they could have full results by Thursday, which is tomorrow. So it seems likely that by the end of the week, we'll know the outcome of the election in Pennsylvania.
So, Geeta, it's like Isha said, this is something that's been stated already, that it could take time in Pennsylvania, and yet you have Trump crying foul, saying that, this is something that shouldn't be allowed. He's also filed a lawsuit. What do you make of the legal move that he's made so far, and do you think this is essentially setting the stage for him to go to the Supreme Court?
Well, first he will have to fight it out in the states, and it is very clear that with the tweets, the remarks, the statements that he's been making all through the campaigning, even before polls, he and his team were quite aware that these mail-in ballots, the early voting, are not by people who are Republican camp or Republican supporters. They're people who actually feared coronavirus. There were people who wanted to social distance, and the people who really wanted to go out there, put in their vote because they wanted to vote, but they did not want to risk themselves. So they knew the category of people who were mailing in early or going in for early ballot. And that's the reason why they had already, the Trump team already started calling it out as being involved in malpractices, that there could be cases and incidents of cheating. So yes, after all that, it is unlikely that Trump would not go to court on states like Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Arizona. If things don't go his way, which is what it seems like right now, he is certainly going to go the legal way. But the Biden camp, with Kamala Harris on board, is all lawed up as well, and they have their legal options and legal aid and legal team in place to counter Trump in court.
Okay, Geeta, thank you for that update. Isha, appreciate you also joining us on this broadcast. I know it's going to be a long night for you there in Pennsylvania because the counting is still on. We'll have to see when really the results come out. Thank you to both Isha and Geeta for joining us on this broadcast. So as I mentioned...
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.